Hello everyone. Today I'm talking about labels and labeling yourself. The I am this, I am that. The I am a feminist, I am a vegan, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Catholic, I'm a marketing officer, I'm a manager, I'm a this, I'm a that. You know, when we label ourselves, we really are limiting our energy because fundamentally, energetically, we are all that is. We are the trees, we are the grass, we are the stars, we are everything. But the moment we put ourselves into a category, then we start to limit our energy and we start to limit the perception of who we are, because we start to say, I am this, therefore I cannot do this, that, or the other. I am this, therefore it would be against the dogma or the creed or the belief system to do anything outside of that. So what you're actually doing is putting yourself into a box. And there's a lot of that going on this week. We have January. We're in January 2017 at the moment, and there's a lot of veganuary, so, you know, choosing to be a vegan. And there's a lot of people choosing to be a vegan and giving vegan advice, and it's entirely up to them. It's a personal choice. But what I've found from listening to some of the videos is that actually it becomes very restricting. And I'm not just picking on veganism here, because I'm hearing it with I'm a feminist, because there's been some pro-feminism marches, pro-women's rights marches taking place in the United States this month. And there've been some other things obviously lots of things going on in the world, and all with very, very good intentions. But one thing that struck me with all of them is that people started identifying with labels. So they started putting themselves into a box. And this is my main talk about labeling, is that the moment you put yourself into a box and say, I'm a vegan, I'm a feminist, I'm a Catholic, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Jew, I'm a this, I'm a that, or the other, what you'll do is you're putting yourself into a box and you're limiting your energy, because you're then following a dogmatic creed and belief system, and that limits your perceptions then, because you start to become narrow-minded about your focus, and anything that steps out of the box then you know, throws into question actually that whole belief system. So there's a fear behind that. So there is a perceived need to identify with something in the first place. So stay with me here. What I'm saying is that anytime you have a need to identify with something, you know, I am this, I am that. I'm not knocking any religions, I'm not knocking any belief systems here. I'm just asking you to think outside of the box here and say, you know, anytime that you're thinking along the lines of identifying with something, you are limiting your energy, you are limiting your creativity. Now, it's a personal choice out there, and people have to follow what is right for them, and nobody should judge anyone else. So if anyone chooses to be vegan, nobody should judge that, and neither should people who choose to be vegans judge anybody else's choices either. And if you choose to be a feminist, then the same principles apply. If you choose to be Catholic, the same principles apply. If you choose to be Muslim, the same principles apply, and so on and so on and so on. Even down to your job titles. You know, I'm a marketing manager, I'm a sales manager, I'm this, I'm that. You know, you are identifying with the role, you're identifying with the belief system, you're identifying with a dogma or a creed or whatever it is, and for whatever reason, that's not in question. What is in question is the fact that I want you to think, actually, if I didn't identify with this particular label and put myself in this box and follow this particular way of thinking, how would my life be different? How would my life change? You know, would I still be judging other people's beliefs? Because what happens is when we stick ourselves in these labeled boxes, these labeled restrictions, and we restrict, what we're doing is narrowing the focus of our energy, then we start to judge others who don't fall into that same belief system. And this is where all the problems start developing in the world. You know, then we have people against this and people against that, and you know, you mustn't do this and you mustn't do that. And it doesn't matter how good the intentions are of that identity, of that group, at the end of the day, what happens is, different people's belief systems come into play, judgments are then thrown at each other, and then before you end up in a warlike situation or little battles, little disagreements here, there, and everywhere, and people start falling out. So there's no tolerance then of other people's beliefs. Now, the moment you take yourself out of that dogma and out of that creed, you start to open yourself out to the possibility that, we are all that is. We are everything. As Gandhi said, I am Muslim, I am Jew, I am Catholic, I am Hindu, I am this, I'm that, everything. We are everything. It's just that in the human existence, we choose to narrow it down for a particular reason. Now, it might be that certain beliefs appeal to us, and so we decide to go down a particular route and we follow that particular route, and that feels comfortable for us, and it feels safe for us, and it feels predictable for us. But therein lies the fear, because when we have this need to identify with a particular thing or profession or religion or whatever it is, a belief system, then we start to label ourselves as I am this. So it's not that I follow a vegan diet, but I am a vegan. And therefore, immediately we've restricted ourselves, we put ourselves into a box. I'm just using veganism as an example. I'm not attacking anybody here. But we put ourselves into a box. And there is a perceived need to do this at a psychological level here, because the moment we need to become something other than what we really are, which is this expansive, fantastic, energetic being having a human experience, then there is a fear involved. So the moment that we need to identify with I am this, I am that, there is a perceived need to identify with that identity, and therefore there is an underlying fear to that. So I want you to think about, if you are identifying with something, why you're identifying with that something. What is the perceived need that's lying underneath that? Because quite often, we identify with these things. It's not just about the wonderful principles involved with so many of these belief systems, because there are fantastic principles involved with every religion, with every belief system, with every diet. But it's about what is it bringing you that you don't feel that you already have by needing to label yourself? What is it that you are missing almost? What is it that you feel that you need, that you are getting from that belief system that you're not already getting from within yourself? And I want to leave you with that thought and see how you get on with it. Okay, bye.